simple. There's nothing more to it.
Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. It's good stuff. Right, 0 hour is upon us. It is almost time to start the show at last, at long last. Because I know everyone's been waiting for it. Right, if everyone can stay muted, it is showtime. People, showtime at last. The football talk show that holds back nothing on opinions.
Straight shooting LJA.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Hi, I'm grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
G-Man.
Hi, this is Julian Ali. I am an English football coach.
Hi, I'm Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan.
We the people, for the people. Jazzy Fizzle.
Your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Each and every Monday night of your lives.
At youtube.com/pitch talk. And don't forget to check out our podcast on iTunes, Podomatic, and Mixcloud.
Hello, I'm Rob Perez.
Grassroots coach Manisha Taylor.
Christian Carambeu.
Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan.
Dave McLaughlin.
I'm Rob Lusher.
Andy Copeland from the Glennet Southern Amateur League.
Philip Wick, I'm CEO of 14.
Former chairman of Ibis FC.
Chairman of Alexandra Park FC.
And you're listening.
And you're listening to Pitch Talk.
The only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. Make sure you join the revolution, the football revolution.
I'm grassroots coach Manisha Taylor, and you're listening to Pitch Talk.
The football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions.
Hi, this is Julian Ali. I am an English football coach, and hopefully I'm taking Pitch Talk to a new level.
Hi, I'm Matt Hodgson, director of the 4-year plan, and you're listening to Pitch Talk, the only place to get your Monday night footballing fix.
Make sure you join the revolution.
The pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. After a week's hiatus and after a shed load of technical problems tonight, which we've had to sort out, it gives me great pleasure, nothing obscene or anything like that, but it gives me great pleasure to introduce your Monday Night Football and Fix, the football talk show that pulls no punches and holds back nothing on opinions, because the pitch is where we eat.
The pitch is where we sleep.
And the pitch is where we talk. We have one voice absent, but there's one voice you've just heard that you'll know, but you might not have heard in a while. And that is Jazzy Fizzle. The man is back. The man is back. And coincidentally, after Man United get on a bit of a run of wins. But we'll get into that. Don't worry, Jazzy. I'm not holding it against you or anything like that. But yeah, it's one of them ones. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm so excited. After a week's hiatus last week because we were filming Pitch Talk meets John Sitton. That was very, very interesting. And so was Pitch Talk meets Samir Sawney. Got both of them in post-production, so keep your eyes out in terms of when those are going to be released. But Facebook.com/Pitch Talk. Become a fan, become a friend, become a member of the group, join the footballing revolution we are working so hard to create. MySpace.com/Pitch Talk, pitchtalk.blogspot.com or .co.uk, whatever tickles your pickle, in terms of which one you want to pick, because they both will lead you to the Pitch Talk blogs. You can see blogs from yours truly, Straight Shooting LJ, the G-Man, Jezzy Fizzle, also blogs from Russ Vernon, Big T, aka Tom Hewitt, Miss Manisha Taylor, Dave Meir, aka Mearsey, Mike Harniman too. So there's a lot of blogs from us, the Pitch Talk co-host, and also the Pitch Talk family as well. But you know what? Also at Pitch Talk on Twitter, or twitter.com/Pitch Talk, whichever tickles your pickle there. Tweet with us, follow us, see what we are up to. Also, 07535804466. We're only taking text this week. You can only take text this week. So, it's one of them ones. Drop us a line. It's one of them ones. Drop us a text. 07535804466. Also, Pitch Talk 1. Add us on Skype as well. Pitch Talk 1. Add us. Woo! YouTube.com/Pitch Talk as well for all the videos, including Pitch Talk on the Road, our Pitch Talk on the Road series. Also, Pitch Talk Meets. Every Pitch Talk Meets we've done so far is there and will reside there as well. You can see the grassroots segments, the push points from our shows, the rants of the weeks from our shows, and much, much more. You can meet the team there as well. But you know, speaking of the team, it's been a while. It's been a long time coming, but just like the diamond cutter, you never saw it coming. And it's the return of Jezzy Fizzle. Jezzy, how goes it, bro? It's been a while, man. How have you been?
Very long time. I shouldn't have left you, but now I'm back.
I thought it was
And
going
it's
to be
great
one
to
of
be back.
I thought it was going to be one of them ones you're going to say you shouldn't have left us without a dope beat to step to.
See, now I wanted to leave it open-ended so that people could get the reference. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's great to be back. Sweeter people for the people, and this is the best footballing revolution there is out there. I'm so grateful for all the people that are getting involved. I'm so grateful for everybody.
That's one of
That we did have some enormous technical difficulties this evening, and tonight's show's going to be great.
You know what? He's right. But it's one of them ones. Let's swing on and ask some of the Skypers how they're doing as well, because we got a few peeps on. Tom Wood, you've just popped in the last 5 minutes. What's shaking? How goes it, man? How's your week?
Fun, and the weekend was alright. I'm on my phone, by the way.
See, that's modern technology, peeps.
So
he's Skyping in via his phone. It's modern technology. It's a beautiful thing.
It's because I got HTC now, so that's alright.
There we go. It's one of them ones. See that, peeps? You can get Skype on your mobile and join us as well. Pitch Talk 1. Add us. Also, like to ask, Russ Vernon, how goes it?
Yes, good. Thanks, Liam, yourself.
Yeah, not bad. Apart from a particular match getting postponed. But I'll get into that in the grassroots segment, because...
Yeah, first and foremost, I just want to welcome back Jezzy Fizzle to the fold and back to your Monday Night Football on the Fix. Miss you, good to have you back. And full-time in the FA Cup first round, Sherwood United 0, Port Vale 4. Mike Williams with 2, Birchall and Lyons with the goal for Port Vale this evening.
Sounding good. Sounding like things are shaping up nicely in the first round of the FA Cup. Obviously, it was FA Cup weekend this past weekend, and there has been the second round draw as well. So it's one of them ones. Let's move and groove on. Jaymie Bailey, how goes it, brother? Jaymie.
Hello, sorry.
You weren't busy with the two men there, were you?
No. Funny enough.
The scripted ad-libs. Jaymie Two Men Bailey, the scripted ad-libs.
Got nothing to do with that anymore. I'm surprised that you lot are still remembering it, but there you go.
Anymore? What? We were joking. What are you talking about?
That you lot are still remembering it.
Wait, pause. What are you talking about? The first obligatory Boondocks reference.
By the way, Jezzy.
Mr. Bailey.
Congratulations on your win yesterday.
Thank you very much, sir.
But just be remembered, there is a certain place you are not at the moment.
No, I understand that. I hear that. But then I always like to go back to the result, and I say, as much as I understand what you're saying, let's go back to that. Let's look at that, and then let's reassess.
We are reassessing that you beat us yesterday, so therefore, you're still somewhere at the top, but not quite at the top.
It begins already. Jezzy, your rebuttal?
When you're saying it. Please do not start when you're saying things.
No, listen. Right? At the end of the day, the result is the result. At the end of the day, you are where you are. But my other question to you is, how long has it been since the trophy lady has been employed?
9 years now. And I can say that.
So I'm just saying this. Until they find a job for her, okay?
A job for who?
The lady that cleans everything in the trophy cabinet. That's job seekers allowance. I'm all right.
Liberty.
I'm happy that you are, considering that if you notice, Liam, the troubles actually began tonight when he came back and G-Man left. So.
Wait, what trouble? Ain't no trouble here.
The technical difficulties.
Oh, he's mocking. Jezzy, no, he's trying to.
Okay. I hear that. But you know what else started?
Jaymie Dunn started something.
A run of 15 matches ended by Manchester United, right?
You don't say anymore?
He was one that was. He said it for you.
A run of 15 matches that still hasn't been acquired by Manchester United yet.
This one's so silly, you know. Yeah, oh my god, this one is goddamn silly. I was gonna say, Jezzy, if you have any reply to that, feel free to drop that.
No, you know what? I'm gonna let us move and groove with the show.
I know, Jay. Look at Jaymie. He just wants to carry on.
Mr. Bailey all evening long.
Give it time, Jay. Give it time. Give it time, Jay. It's okay. Don't worry. We're all here for you.
Give it time, you know. I love it. Give it time. Just like saying.
Isn't that what you've been saying for the past 8-9 years?
Nah.
Couple right on him, strike one.
I actually have, honest with you, I've actually been moving on a bit like what Manchester United should be doing now with David Moyes at the helm. Not thinking of the past.
Moisey, what you got? Moisey, what you got? Moisey, what you got? Moisey, what you got?
I'm gonna draw a line under it right now. Because otherwise, I'll just keep looking at the time and I'll notice that we haven't gone through any segments. It's just me talking to Mr. Bailey, and that's gonna be the push point up on YouTube. So you know what? I'm gonna come back to you later on.
All right, Jezzy, don't worry, we will.
Jamie's coming for you, Jezzy. Oh, this is tremendous. But you know what, yeah? You know, it's one levels. Like to give a big shout out to Mr. Brad Hicks, who I think is watching via YouTube. And also, there is someone I know that hopefully is listening. And that's my mumsy dearest. I'm not giving you my mum's name live on air because where people go around, it's like, can I add your mum on Facebook? No. This is what I want to just see people coming up to me with them t-shirts. I Facebooked your mum. It's like, no. Let's not go down that road. But mumsy dearest, and my little brother Jacob as well. What is up? Hopefully they're listening. And there is someone that I like to give a shout out in terms of giving them a bit of an ego boost because it's their birthday today. Mate of mine, Lavinia, sup? Sadly, she's a Man United fan as well, Jesse. So, yeah, it's one of them ones. It's nice being low.
And the fellow Scorpion,
it's nice being...
birthday day apart.
Nice.
There's something in the water, man. I'm saying it.
Yeah, there's something in the water. That's why you're fifth. You tried to put something in Arsenal's water to sabotage him. That bug. Now we know where the bug came from. But also, we got Chloe Griffin in the house as well. Chloe, how's it going? Oh, Chloe, you still with us? Oh, okay. We might have to come back to Chloe then. But. Big shouts to Mr. Samir Sawney. Big shouts to Umbrian Ali as well. Big shout out to Ian Kerr of Fusion Lifestyle. Tweet White Line magazine. And big shout out to Motivate Sports and Fitness. Big shout out to Gary Batten as well. His Southampton, the guys he supports, Southampton, doing very, very well at the moment. But we're going to get back into that in a sec. And a big shout out to Alexandra Park FC at Alexandra Park FC. And a big shout out to Girls on the Ball, Sophie and Rachel. Big shouts. www.girlsontheball.com. One of them was, you know what? We're going to pause that particular track because it ain't about hating me now. It's all about another segment right now. And we are going to swing into a bit of... results and analysis. Yes, it is results and analysis, and we're going to try to power through these, obviously due to time, but we are going to try to power through some results analysis. We're going to start on Tuesday, November 5th, 2013, with Champions League Group B. FC Copenhagen 1, Galatasaray 0. Brighton getting the only goal on 6 minutes. In Group D, Victoria Pilsen 0, Bayern Munich 1. Milan Mandzukic getting the only goal of the game on 66 minutes. Juve 2, Juventus 2, Real Madrid 2. Vidal scoring a penalty on 42 minutes. Cristiano Ronaldo scored on 52 minutes. And Gareth Bale scored on 60 minutes, aka the Welsh Galactico. What I'm saying is that ITV4 documentary, I got bored of it after 10 minutes. I gave it that time. But Llorente scored on 65 minutes to equalise for Juventus. Man City 5, CSKA Moscow 2. Sergio Aguero scoring a penalty on 3 minutes and scoring a quality goal on 20 minutes. But Negredo, anything you can do, I can do better, because Negredo scored on 30, 51 and in the 92nd minute. And Doumbia scored in first half stoppage time and the 72nd minute penalty. But one of them was, man, Negredo, Aguero, definite shouts for player of the week. But will they be anyone's player of the week? Stuff of the week is later on, so hang about for that. But let's shift on. Olympiacos 1, Benfica 0. Manolas getting the only goal on 13 minutes. Paris Saint-Germain 1, Anderlecht 1. Dazou scored on 68 minutes and Zlatan Ibrahimovic scored 2 minutes later on 17 minutes to level up proceedings. Jazzy Fizzle. Jazzy, the next result will be yours with a source of controversy in it. Jazzy, you there? Jazzy. All right, we'll come back to Jazzy in a second. All right, Real Sociedad 0, Manchester United 0, and the bone of controversy was the fact that Ashley Young once again diving to buy a penalty, a free kick, whatever. But at the end of the day, it was a dive. It was one of them there was the most minor of touches on his arm, and he goes down like a sack of crap, throws himself to the ground. But the funny thing is, Moyes didn't criticise it this time. He didn't come out and castigate Young. He started trying to critique the referee. And it's like, huh? It's like, no, mate. No, your players con the referee. How are you going to criticise? This is the thing that confused me about Moyes. And also why I criticised Moyes when he came out and criticised Ashley Young earlier in the season. Because at the end of the day, the next time Young dives, then he's going to have to do something serious like fine him or drop him. But Moyes decides to come out and criticise the referee when Young basically conned the referee. I don't get it. I mean, Jesse, you back with us?
Yeah, I'm back.
Cool. Sociedad against Man United, your view, because for me it was poetic justice that Young dives to win the penalty and Van Persie hits the post. Poetic justice. But what do you reckon of that, and what do you reckon of the game as well?
I can understand that viewpoint. I really can. It should have actually gone on to actually score in that game. You know, I really do believe that. But at the same time, when you think about it, it's been typical of Manchester United. It's a typical Manchester United performance so far this season under David Moyes. So, did Man United really deserve a point from that game? Yeah, being brutally honest, no, not really. You know, did they deserve to win? No, not really. So, you know, it was one of the...
What? It was one of them...
You know, take yourself out of it and you really look at the game and look at the stats and how the game unfolded, you have to say it's a fair result.
I mean, for me, it was one of them ones where, like, I don't know, man. I see this whole thing with United under David Moyes. Yeah, they're starting to get a bit of traction after the last 3 games, but before that, there have been games where they've been absolutely woeful. First half against Liverpool, back in the league, it's one of them ones. It had been woeful, but I don't know.
I don't know how much you enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, of course I enjoyed that. I've been enjoying you lot being in 5th place because it gives me the unique opportunity. Actually, I'm going to hold on to that one. I'm going to hold on to that scripted ad thing. But
no, I think you should at least hold on until the end of the season, because remember what happened?
Oh no, I'm
the team video.
Oh no, I'm enjoying stuff right now.
No. Do you remember, or do we have to go and redirect people to the Pitch Talk YouTube channel? Tell them to go on the videos. Tell them to watch the Meet the Team video. Right? Go back to that period in time and actually understand what happened next.
Look at this one. Look at this one trying it. All I can say is, Jesse, we live in the here and now, and in the here and now, look at my team, look at your team. Look at my team.
Goodness.
Look at your team. Continue to look at my team with crane your neck to look at my team.
Wow.
And then do what I'm doing on the YouTube video feed. Go from up to down and look at where your team are.
Wow.
You tell you what, I said that too. Dropping the Ric Flair. That I've been waiting weeks to drop it. And it's just been tremendous.
You've been waiting years.
I mean, it's been tremendous. It's been one of them ones. West Brom, Southampton, Stoke even gave you a shock as well.
I have to let you enjoy it.
It's like the fear factor. The fear factor's gone now. The fear factor's gone from Old Trafford, as if Joe Rogan wasn't hosting the program anymore. One of them was that it's just gone. It's gone. Like the Arsenio Hall show. It's gone. It's a done deal.
Wow. The Arsenio Hall show. That's the comparison.
It's one of them ones. I love that line from Paul Mooney. Like the Arsenio Hall show. It's a done deal. It's a done deal. Oh my god, it's absolutely classic. And Big T's already sent in a text. I like that one. It's good stuff. It's one of them ones where All right, let's shift on before we degenerate. But Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Leverkusen 0. Let's shift on to Wednesday, 6th of November in the Champions League. Again, Zenit St. Petersburg 1, FC Porto 1 in the early kickoff that day. Lucho Gonzalez opening the scoring on 23 minutes with Hulk scoring on 28. Ajax 1, Celtic 0. Shona scoring the only goal on 51 minutes. And you know what? Arsenal's goal a few weeks back was some slick build-up play, slick passing. Ajax's goal of the week contender, comfortably. It's a lovely goal. The interplay. Celtic had nothing for it. And I love the fact that Lennon's like, we should have defended better. Some goals you just can't legislate against. That was just one touch, crisp passing. Bang! Done. It was one of them ones, man. That was nicely done.
That was a diamond cutter out of nowhere, that goal.
And Celtic definitely never saw it coming. It was one of them ones. But you know, speaking of never seeing it coming, Austria Vienna 0, Atletico Madrid 4. Miranda opened the scoring on 11 minutes. Raul Garcia scored on 25 minutes. Luis scored in first half stoppage time. And Diego Costa, the recently Spanish, he should really be playing for Brazil, but anyway, leaving that aside, scored on 82 minutes to round out the scoring. Barcelona 3, AC Milan 1. Lionel Messi opening the scoring in this game with a penalty on 30 minutes. And putting paid to what some of the idiots, clowns, short-termism doesn't even begin to say what some people are. Oh, Messi hasn't scored in a month. He's gone 3 games without scoring. Oh, his best days are behind him. Anyone who thought that, or even anyone who said that, and anyone who even thought that is an utter moron, and you don't even deserve to watch football. You're a clown. You're a prat. You're a moron. Saying Lionel Messi's best days are behind him because he goes a couple of games without scoring. Idiots. Some idiots. But leaving that aside, Messi also scored on 83 minutes. Busquets scored on 39 minutes. Piqué scored an own goal in first half stoppage time after Kaká's little run down the right. Sorry, down the left. It was one of them was Piqué turned it into his own net. But Basel 1, Steaua Bucharest 1. Piovikari scoring for Bucharest on 17 minutes. And Sio scored in the 91st minute. Them last minute late goals there, man. Of course, we were doing updates on these games as well. But Borussia Dortmund 0, Arsenal 1. Aaron Ramsey scoring against the run of play on 62 minutes. And it must be said against the run of play because in the previous 5-10 minutes beforehand, Dortmund actually scored twice, but they were both ruled for offside. Kitarayan missed a gilt-edged chance that he should have scored. Szczesny wasn't overly tested, but on a general basis, but definitely Arsenal did well. Arsenal did very, very well. Second big win in a week after the Liverpool defeat, which we'll skim over. But yeah, Chelsea 3, Schalke 0, and Eto's goal on 31 minutes. Funny quotes, moments, and tweets as well. And then that is a funny moment in itself. Samuel Eto's first goal. Because after Schalke had actually started really well, I had Chelsea under the cosh for like the first 20-25 minutes. All you see is the keeper. And you're thinking, yeah, keeper, clear it. Eto's coming, clear it. And Eto's charged you down and scored. And it's like, if there was ever a curveball right down the strike one moment, it was that. Schalke's keeper, I swear it was like almost 30. It had to be like almost 20. I think it was like 20-30 seconds from time he's rolled the ball, looks around before he even attempts to kick it. Flop of the week material? Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say Schalke's keeper's in that kind of area, swinging in that neighborhood. But Eto'o scored on 31 minutes, scored on 54 minutes, and Demba Ba scored on 83 minutes. So Eto's one of them was. He's become all of a sudden prolific after 2 games. And Demba Ba, the misfiring strikers, finally getting 1 or 2 goals. But did anyone else see the Arsenal-Dortmund game and the Chelsea-Schalke game as well? Because the Chelsea-Schalke first goal was funny. I mean, Jezzy, did you see it? Oh. All right, Jaymie, you saw it, yeah? Jaymie?
Yeah, it was quite funny just to see the Etu goal, because being a keeper myself, I looked at it and saw two Schalke defenders, and I think it was both central defenders pulling wide just to say, I want the ball. I want the ball. I want the ball. You do not, and as a goalkeeper, you don't have to go long. If this is the one position that you actually get to choose whether you want to go, if you want to play the ball long or you want to keep it short. And all he had to do was just play it out wide. Even with Eto coming a bit more closer, he could have even cleared it to the lines and said, you know what, it's my mistake. Let's not have a goal. But it was a bit of a joke that he did that, and he got punished for it. And the goal that we scored against Dortmund, which we've now racked up about 5 teams away.
Someone says we. I thought you were QPR and Fulham these days. Now that Arsenal doing all right, it's like, yeah, we again.
No, like as I said on Facebook, I'm still not convinced about how Arsenal's played, and until, as Jesse Fields has already pointed out, until we've actually won a game with a trophy, won a trophy over the next 2-3 years, then I can say I am more happy and more satisfied. But until then, this season is just going to be about getting to a semi-final. Same thing with QPR. I would hope that we actually get to at least the 5th round of the FA Cup. With Fulham, I think we've gone as far as we can with Martin O'Neill, and we'll see what happens, because obviously Saturday was not a good result.
Oh, we'll get into that.
Well done to Liverpool for it.
We'll get into that. I had to just flex. I had to just flex for the camera then.
I know, but you the same with that goal, with the Arsenal goal. The keeper actually made a mistake, because he could have actually rushed out towards. I'd say there was 2 errors within Ramsey's goal, and the most important one was actually the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper decided to stay on his line when he should have actually rushed out towards him. Who else? I think both goals were keeper errors, keeper mistakes, and it didn't go down too well with both the opposition. So again, this helps for most teams to actually understand that the goalkeepers are actually a part of the team now.
No, I hear that.
You'll see, if nobody's actually noticed that with Gerald, he didn't really have the greatest of games yesterday, but he actually, if you look at the Gears positioning in the game yesterday compared to the game against Weidenfeller, against Mignolet, every single time he could have actually scored.
What do you mean against Mignolet? That's old news now, man. You missed the boat on that one.
No, I'm not even.
We didn't have a show last week.
All right, I can choose somebody else. I'll choose Brad Guzan when we lost against Aston Villa. Every single game I've noticed, if Giroud is a lot more further, then he can actually play. He can actually get a goal a bit more sooner, but he hasn't actually done that. So there you go.
Nah, I heard that.
And it is if you look at most keepers, Tim Krul, you can still say that he has a few faults, even though he did well yesterday.
We'll get into Krul. We'll get into the cruel twist of fate that was Tottenham. That was Tottenham's game at White Hart Lane. Yeah, you like them scripted ad-libs as well. There was no script with that one, but yeah. But you know what, let's swing on, because Napoli 3, Marseille 2. AU opened the scoring on 10 minutes. Gökhan Inler equalised on 22 minutes. Gonzalo Higuain scored on 25 and 75 minutes. And Talvin scored on 64 minutes for Marseille. In the Capital One Cup, there was a fourth round game, which was Sunderland 2, Southampton 1. Phil Bardsley, who's also become prolific himself since he's been brought in from the cold. Phil Bardsley scored on 59 minutes, and Seb Larson scored on 86 minutes, and Yoshida scored on 88 minutes. But Sunderland go through 2-1. Let's swing on even further to Thursday, 7th of November 2013 in the Europa League. Kuban 1, Swansea 1. Wilfred Bonney scoring the opening goal on 9 minutes, but Balde scored in the 92nd minute. So history repeats itself. History repeating. I can't sing as well as Shirley Bassey, clearly, but still. So one of them was, once again, Kuban getting a last minute equalizer. Equalizer, baby, equalizer. But Rubin Kazan beat Wigan 1-0, and Kuzmin got the only goal on 22 minutes. Tottenham 2, Sheriff Tiraspol 1. Eric Lamela scored on 60 minutes. And Jermaine Defoe scored a 67th minute penalty. Finally, taking that record from Martin Shivers. And it's one of them ones, man. But Issa scored on 72 minutes to make the last 15, 20 minutes a touch uncomfortable for Tottenham Hotspur. But you know what? Congratulations to Jermaine Defoe. He's now got Tottenham's European scoring record, which I think is 23 goals. I think it is. So big congrats to him. Let's shift on to a little bit of this and a little bit of Saturday night for November 2013. Aston Villa 2, Cardiff 0. Bakuna with a quality free kick on 76 minutes, scoring for the first time for Villa in, hours of football. But Kozak scored on 84 minutes. Bit more scrappy with that one, but Bakuna's goal was quality. But Chelsea 2, West Brom 2, and controversy? Yeah, you're damn right, controversy in this one. Before I even go into this result, I'd like to give a big shout out to Rebecca Knight, at Rebecca Knight 01 on Twitter, and at LaFootyX on Twitter as well. Big shouts, because with Rebecca Knight being a Chelsea fan, woo, there was a lot of chatter. And also, an IBIS teammate of mine, Mr. Jordan Mills. There was a hell of a lot of chitter-chatter going on Twitter between us and the G-Man as well. Oh, my word. Let me get into it, because Samuel Eto'o opened the scoring on 45 minutes. Right man, right place, right time, Samuel Eto'o. But Shane Long equalised on 60 minutes. And Stefan Sessegnon on 68 minutes gave West Brom an unlikely lead. Petr Cech did awfully, by the way. For a keeper of his quality, it's a case of he should be doing a lot better. But Eden Hazard's 96th minute penalty. When, I've seen some screw jobs before. Obviously, we've seen Montreal, Survivor Series 98, Survivor Series 2000. We've seen many screw jobs in the past. But I'm sorry, but West Brom got shafted out of 3 points because Stephen Reed, he's running back. Ramirez is coming diagonally. You got Stephen Reed running back, and Ramirez, he looked like he was actually already falling into Stephen Reed. So he's bought the penalty, conned the referee, bought the penalty, and it's actually, and the funny thing is, it's actually come out that apparently the referee of that game apparently is an Aston Villa fan, and that was Andre Marino. So maybe a bit in there, maybe a bit of something in there. But at the end of the day, it's a case of, for me, never ever a penalty. And also the foul in inverted commas on Ivanovic. No, sorry, that was never a foul. He got caught differing on the ball for Sessegnon's goal. He got caught differing on the ball. So it's one of them ones. Tough titty, said the kitty. But at the end of the day, West Brom, I think got shafted. And I was, when I saw that, I was hoping Hazard would miss that penalty, but he scored it with great aplomb. But Boaz Myhill was fuming. I think he even got booked just to add mockage. He got booked. It's one of them ones. But for me, the fact of the matter is this: at the end of the day, yeah, Jaymie Bailey, aka Ramirez, mate, that was a dive. I'm sorry. I loved it, and the G-Man was like, no, Reed took him out. He was saying on Twitter, oh yeah, he took him out. But then yesterday, he kind of slightly backtracked and said, oh, well, Ramirez dived a little bit. And it's like, no, dude, it's like, it's either one or the other. You dive or you don't. It's either you've scored or you haven't. There ain't no, oh, you've just about scored. It's either you have or haven't. You're black or white. You're this, you're that. Apples and oranges, sickness and health. It's one of them. It's either are or not. It's either you are or ain't. But the fact of the matter is, and then Mourinho comes out and goes, oh, but what about the foul on Ivanovic? There was a foul, so I have something to complain about. No, Jose Mourinho. I always call him Jose Mourinho because, like, there's certain managers out there who, when they feel aggrieved, it's like, no, the world's against me. Fergie was famous for it. You got Wenger, who never sees it. And it's like, no. It's like, dude, seriously, like, you just shafted West Brom out of 3 points. You just taken 2 points from them. It's one of them. I'm sorry, I think that was a screw job to me. But it's one of them. I want to throw this out to the Skypers, though. Jezzy, did you manage to catch that penalty incident?
I didn't, but I read a lot about it, and I have to agree. I think, West Brom actually shafted. I think that they really should have got the 3 points. I really do. But then at the same time, you look at it, there was a great chance just before the penalty. So
Chris Brunt, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, if you don't take those kind of chances to really put the game to bed, and then, you take that chance, it's what, 3-1? Right? There is no penalty incident. Like, I know you wanted to go for the glory, but you had two players in a better position. Just pick one.
Not true.
All right, put the game beyond doubt. Instead, you try and be a hero and fluff the lines completely. Sorry, you failed your audition.
-5 stars, in the words of Brian Alvarez.
It's true. It's true. You failed the audition. So I'm just like, look. At the same time, if you aren't taking those kind of chances, right? The chances that then these other types of things will happen to you, right? And I'm not saying that it's the equivalent to Fergie time at Old Trafford. But if you're going up against a team like Chelsea, a manager like Jose Mourinho, there might be certain decisions that go against you. And that, for me, is the epitome of one of those types of decisions. But for me, West Brom could have put the game to bed, and they should have put the game to bed. So, even though it's highly controversial, the reason why they deserve the game beyond doubt, when they had a great chance. So the same way how you're talking about karma with the Robin van Persie miss and Ashley Young dive.
Yeah.
Are we not talking about the same thing?
Yeah, we are talking about the same thing. That's why Ramirez, it was a dive. He should have been booked for simulation, and that ref should get bumped down. That ref should get bumped down to League One for that. I'm sorry, but the PGMO, professional game match officials or something like that, whatever they're called. It's a case of like. He needs to be reprimanded for that, because that's a mistake that's legitimately cost the team 2 points. So I don't know, man. I don't know. The whole thing's an absolute disgrace. So on them was, on referees wonder why they get castigated for decisions like that. So on them was, for me, that was never a penalty. If I was playing for Ibis and I got a penalty like that given against me, boy, you do not want to know how fuming I would be. That's what I'm saying on that one. That's not even a soft penalty. That's just not a penalty. Like what happened with Giroud against Man United. Clearly not a penalty. It's one of them. But Russ, you wanted to jump in on the penalty incident in that match.
Yes, I did, Liam, because while I was listening to the Leeds game of the weekend, I was watching the match, the Chelsea West Brom game, and at the time, I said, never a penalty. And then I saw it again on the replay as well, and it was never a penalty. And then yesterday morning, I was watching it again, and I thought, that's never a penalty in a million years. And if I was the referee, one of the referees games officials, I would put Andre Mariner, not in League One, but down in the conference for 2 weeks. Reason being, it's his second decision he has gone wrong in the Premier League in the past 2 weeks. I can't remember which game he refereed last weekend, but he got a decision wrong there, and he got the penalty decision wrong this week as well. And so for me, I'd put him down in the conference, then go in the conference for a couple of weeks, and then fetch him back into the Premier League. Then referee the conference matches while the international break's on, and then after the international break, he can come back and referee in the Premier League. If he does it again after the international break, I'd drop him down to the conference for the rest of the season, and then fetch him back to the Premier League after that. And I just want to say to Chloe, it was a 2-2 draw, Chloe. West Brom didn't lose. Hazard scored a penalty to make it 2-2 in the 96th minute. And also, they played, I think they gave 4 minutes in that game to be added on, and there was no stoppages inside the stoppage time, so I don't see why the referee added an extra minute or 2 on to the game to give Chelsea that penalty.
Well, the thing is, it's you. I mean, it's always at least 4 minutes. So that's where the kind of incongruity kind of comes in. But hey, it's one of them ones. It wasn't a penalty and shouldn't have been given that way. I don't know how it could have been given. I mean, Jaymie Bailey, did you want to jump in on this as well?
I did not dive. I did not dive. He took me over. Yeah, he took me over.
Why did he sound Russian?
Touched the leg. He touched the leg, and I went over. That's how it went.
Wait,
don't say that I dived. I did not dive. Chelsea drew the game because of me. Yet, but I did not dive. Okay?
Why does Jaymie all of a sudden sound Russian? Or
hey, that's usually the way it goes, don't it? It always sound a lot different to what you expect.
What? Oh god. Yeah, you know what? In the case of Paul Scholes, little ginger dude, really deep voice. It's like what? It's like what some people. It's like what Kevin Nash said about Shawn Michaels the first time we met him. It's like, wait, hold on, that voice comes out of that little what? But what do you figure the penalty though?
I didn't dive.
-5 stars.
I did not dive. I'm sticking to that story. I did not dive. The cameras will see it in the world that it says that I did. I wasn't going down before I even got touched. Yeah. I didn't look like I was looking at the floor rather than the ball. I was literally going for the ball. I got tapped on the leg like I was like a feather duster, and all of a sudden I just felt like I needed to drop on the floor. I need to find out what was touching me, and yeah, there you go.
Big T's gonna have a field day with that. I needed to find out what was touching me. I don't know what was touching you. Maybe an invisible lottery hand.
Straight across me. It was a leg that went straight across me, and yeah, I thought let me just dive before I actually get hit. So you know.
Oh man, you know what? I just want to give a shout out
for my club, and I'm quite happy because I'm sipping on some good wine here and saying, "Yep, we'll be back again next week." We'll be back, and yeah, I'm pretty sure Jose Mourinho can wait for his celebratory meal.
This one, like I'm sipping on some wine. It's like just reminds me of Chappelle's show. It's like box of wine. Puts me right out. But you know, let's shift on because we've got Crystal Palace 0, Everton 0. Jerome Thomas with the best chance of the game. Chipped Tim Howard, but pull it wide of the right hand. Pull 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fulham 0. And with the live bird upon my chest, I was going to save the Old Spice rant until now, Jezzy, but it's one of them ones. After the 4-0 victory that takes us to within 2 points of Arsenal, once again, I would like to say, look at my team. Look at your team. Look at my team. Look at your team. continue looking at my team from afar and wish you were where we are. It's one of them ones. Keep wishing on a star for Man United to be where Liverpool are. Keep wishing on, hoping on a dream, so that Moisey can follow what it means. But. I want to say this. Amor Barita opened the scoring with an own goal on 23 minutes. If it didn't go in, it would have been given as a handball anyway. But Martin Skirtle scored a powerful header on 26 minutes. Luis Suarez scored on 36 minutes and 54 minutes. And you know what? Oh, it was one of them ones. I think it was the 36th. Yeah, it was the 36th minute goal where Gerald just mocked Berbatov. It was just like, yeah, Berba. Oh! It was just like, Berba, come here. Ole! And then 3 passes later, it's in the back of the net. Booyah! And I'm gonna get with you. It was all that was, but Suarez smacked it. Gotta say, smacked it. 2 goals. It was one of them ones, and man of the match comfortably. Southampton 4, Hull City 1. Morgan Schneiderlin opening the scoring on 16 minutes. Ricky Lambert scoring a penalty on 30 minutes. Adam Lallana scoring on 37 minutes. And Davis scoring on 88 minutes. With Yannick Sagbo after an awful mistake by Victor Wanyama in the middle after he received the pass from Artur Boruc. It was a case of Yannick Sagbo pounced, scored on 55 minutes. Norwich 3, West Ham 1. Ravel Morrison opening the scoring after great work by Kevin Nolan to keep the ball in on 32 minutes. But Hooper scored a penalty on 54 minutes after Jaskalainen fumbled the ball, dropped it, and then took the Norwich striker down. But Hooper scored on 54 minutes. Snodgrass scored a quality free kick on 72 minutes. Will that free kick be goal of the week? Stuff of the weeks later on in the show, so stick around. But Leroy Fer scored in the 93rd minute. Moving and grooving on to Sunday, 10th of November 2013. Tottenham 0, Newcastle 1. Loic Remy getting the only goal on 13 minutes. A lot has been said about Lloris would have stopped it, but hey, it's one of them was Lloris and Friedel are 2 different keepers, so let's leave that alone. But Tim Krul, oh my God, Spurs weren't Remy for Tim Krul. They really weren't Remy for him. It was one of them.
They weren't ready for this.
I love it, but Tim Krul was in inspired form. Oh my God, he was tremendous in that match. And even, I think it was the triple save, the little triple save, one of them come off his head. It was like rebounded luckily and come off his head. And it was like, oh my God. Krul did brilliantly there. But more questions asked of Tottenham. More questions asked of Tottenham. True, really and truly. But Newcastle did very well. Very, very well. Speaking of doing very well, Sunderland 1, Manchester City 0. Phil Bardsley getting the only goal on 21 minutes, scoring past Castel Pantilimon. The 6'6" Castel Pantilimon, who's in goal for the dropped Joe Hart. And I just like saying Castel Pantilimon, although Castel Pantilimon could have done better. Could have done better with a goal, in my view. But it's one of them was Dima Chalis needed to do better. But I love the fact Martin Keown, to me, sounded confused on Match of Day 2. He sounded very confused because he was like, he was like, that was a foul on Milner by Bardsley. But then, like in the next sentence, he goes, if I'm Dima Chalis, I'm taking everyone out. Like, I'm taking Milner, I'm taking Bardsley out, I'm taking everyone out to clear that ball. And it's like, all right, mate, you're kind of sending mixed messages here. It's one of them was Bardsley. It wasn't a foul. I don't believe it was a foul. I just believe Milner wasn't strong enough. So it's one of them was ifs, buts, and maybes. But Manchester City, they piled on the pressure. Let's not ever get that wrong. But where's Brown? I was thinking to myself, and I said on Twitter, I said on my personal Twitter, if there was ever a defensive mismatch, 2 average Jay Brown borderline has-beens, Wes Brown and John O'Shea, against Alvaro Negredo and Sergio Aguero. I thought that was a mismatch of the season thus far in terms of defense v attack, but boy, it never happened.
And maybe
that
it
way.
was in terms of attack v defense.
Yeah.
Just went up to the task. I mean, I watched that game. I did, and you know, a lot of possession from Manchester City, but not a whole lot of penetration, not defensive penetration anyway. I'm talking about taking chances. Manchester City made chances, but did they take chances? No, they didn't. They were wasteful. They were woeful in the fact that they were so wasteful. Right? I think Manuel Pellegrini, after the game, he said something about, oh, they only had one chance in relation to Sunderland. Right? They actually had more than one chance. But they took the chance. That was what he was talking about in terms of how he was running the team tactically. He was even saying, well, I didn't really feel the need to change anything. Yes, there was a need to change something. You guys were losing. In a game where, realistically, whether you're looking at it on paper, or you're looking at it as, you know, a Manchester City fan, or you're looking at it as Manchester City's manager or member of Manchester City's board, that's not a game you're supposed to be losing.
Oh, exactly. And I know a Manchester City fan who's probably real ticked off about that, and that's Mr. Ray Gerlach. The big shout out to the sponsorship liaison officer at Alexandra Park FC, who actually is a Man City fan and Man City supporter who has been for like over 30 years. And it's the fact of the matter is that's a game. If you want to be challenging for the title, you can't really afford to be losing that. But in the first 20, 25 minutes leading up to the goal, Sunderland were playing some nice football. This was the surprising thing.
Even though Wes Brown got man of the match, for me, that was the wrong choice. I'd have
Wait, who would you have given man of the match to?
Key was my personal man of the match.
Oh, no, I hear that.
Right? Because he did a fantastic job, right, of just sitting in front of that back four. He put the ball out when he needed to, passed the ball well, even had a shot. All right, it was off target, but he had a shot. You know, right? Essentially, he was doing what Yaya Toure normally does in a game when he plays deeper.
Yeah.
To the point where Yaya Toure just looked a bit ordinary in the game, despite him wearing the captain's armband. And I know he was in goal, and Joe Hart was on the bench, and apparently they're looking at getting rid of Joe Hart if you would believe certain outlets. And I'm not here to perpetuate them, I'm just stating what it is. The other part of that same rumor is that they're looking to replace Joe Hart with Victor Valdez. Again, if those outlets are supposed to be believed.
That would be a backwards move if that was to happen. It's like, wait, hold on. You've got a keeper who's in his prime.
The point I was making was, before everybody's like, oh, well, you know, this goes to show why Joe Hart should... It doesn't even matter if Joe Hart was in goal for the goal that Thursday scored. No matter. Because that was always a goal. It was never not going to be a goal.
I mean, it's one of them ones. I mean, I blame the defence on it. At the end of the day, for me, the defence is at fault for that goal. Because Di Michelis should have dealt with it, or even Milner should have dealt with it. So, well, that was. I mean, Jaymie Bailey, you wanted to jump in on this game as well, didn't you? Jaymie. I love it. Jaymie did ask to jump in. He did ask to jump in.
Sorry.
All right, go on.
Sorry, my bad. No, hey, I wasn't even looking. You can say that you were talking to your cousin. I'm pretty sure you were looking for a great reply towards me. It's all right. Don't worry. Anyway, as I was saying, I was just looking at it from a goalkeeper's point of view. I still feel that Pantilimon could have come out and rescued his back line.
Wait, who could have?
Pantilimon.
Who?
Ain't that his name?
Who?
Castel Pantilimon.
Who you gonna say in France? Castel Pantilimon. Sorry, I just like saying the name there. Castel Pantilimon. I just like saying it.
Fair dues, but yeah. I noticed with his stance in the game, he kind of gave Phil Bardsley a reason to score, and obviously if you do that, and as you know from experience, Liam, And this is not a bad thing against you. I'm just saying, as you know from
me.
games that you played with Ibis, if you give a team a chance to score, most teams are likely to take it.
Oh, very true.
But it's just a case of the way that he shaped his body. He kind of said, "Here's the furthest post, go and score in there." Where what he should have done was either rush towards his feet when he took the extra touch, or give him a reason just to go around him. And obviously he didn't have to with either. So the one thing that I was taught is to get on to, if you see that their touch is sort of heavy, or if they've got a decent touch, get as close as you can to stop them from taking another one. And as you saw, he took 2 touches just to score. So
no, I mean, it was a good finish. Gotta say, very, very good finish.
Just wanted to ask a question about Jermaine Defoe. Does anybody think that Jermaine Defoe has been shafted in terms of where he is at Spurs? Now that he's got all of these records and everything.
I wouldn't say shafted. I mean, he should now. I think he should now start potentially getting a run in that side. I mean, the only thing is, I mean, I think we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. It's like with Soldado, it's a case of, do you pay that much money for a proven Champions League goal scorer and then leave him on the bench? So I think AVB's giving him a chance. It's 9-10 games in now, and considering the form that Jermaine Defoe's in, I think he should be starting games now. I mean, it's one of them. Some people are still saying that, oh yeah, AVB doesn't know his best midfield quartet yet. So that's obviously going to be a problem. Because if a striker's not getting service, they're not really going to hurt anyone. But I think Soldado is getting service, but at the same time, Soldado sometimes needs to make his own service, a la Luis Suarez. But, I mean, Russ Vernon, you wanted to jump in on this quick?
Yes, I was listening to the match. I was watching the match yesterday, and on the commentary team I was listening to it on, they was talking about it, and they were saying that they think Soldado and Defoe could do a good partnership, and if AVB plays them together, I don't know what Jaymie thinks to that. Jaymie, do you think Soldado and Defoe could form a good partnership for Tottenham this season if AVB puts them together?
Put it this way: if Spurs come 5th, I'm happy with any type of forward partnership. But as far as I just don't know. I think Defoe's played so much of the game that he shouldn't really be in a second fiddle to a £26 million player that is literally just the same like him. They both drop back for the ball. They both know what to do in the box. They both know who's going to be behind them just to play that through ball. And they both know that if a cross or a corner is going to be coming in, they've either got to be the last man just to get to the ball or the first. So really and truly, I think Defoe's just been shafted a bit because Soldado is literally the same as him. No different.
Well, you know what? That is an interesting one. I mean, we'll see what AVB does. We'll see what his next move is, because at the end of the day, yeah, Soldado's form's not been brilliant, and Soldado's been ruining my fantasy team, to be honest. Damn. But I'll leave that one aside. But our next result is actually Jezzy. You want to take this? You want to take this one?
Well, ideally, I would have preferred for the G-Man to be here, and I would have let him take it.
True.
You know, but seeing as he's not here, yeah, I mean, what? Manchester United won, Arsenal 0. Van Persie getting on. There's not really much more for me to say about it, really, because here's how we break things down to the brass tacks. Arsenal's still top of the league.
Yeah.
Manchester United is still a work in progress. Manchester United really only did just enough to beat Arsenal. Arsenal were wasteful. Arsenal were woeful. Arsenal, with all the hype about, we're so confident that the team's together and all the rest of it, come out and produce that. When, to be honest, I was pretty fearful. I was thinking to myself, hang on a minute, maybe Arsene Wenger's worked it all out. This Arsenal team's going to run through Manchester United and we're going to look ordinary. But no, No, and having said that, the team still looked ordinary. Like, what amazing things did Manchester United do in that game? Nothing. Nothing. The game changed when Manny Vidic went down injured.
Yeah.
And Phil Jones had to go back and play in centre of defence.
Yeah.
But when he was playing in midfield,
I think Jones did very well in that kind of defensive destroyer role. He did very well.
He was fantastic.
Because I thought your defense and your backline was going to get overran. Because Arsenal, the way they've been attacking, you've got Giroud as kind of at times a redundant point man, but he's there. But when you've got a wave of 4 attackers, then the 2 fullbacks, it's almost 7 players at you at once. And it's one of them. There's certain situations where certain women might enjoy that. But anyway, you got seven men coming towards you at once, and it's like, man, how do you deal with it? You just get overran. I mean, we made the mistake when we faced Arsenal at the Emirates of playing 3 at the back because we kept getting overrun, and the fullbacks kept attacking as well. And it's like, it's one of them ones. But United, it's one of them ones. De Gea, for me, De Gea wasn't tested enough. That was the surprising thing. De Gea just wasn't tested enough. So it's one of them ones. It's a mad one. It is an absolute mad
it
one.
was maddening. It was maddening. One of the things that was also maddening was that yellow card.
Yeah.
I cannot believe the yellow card for Phil Jones. I mean, what else is he supposed to do?
No,
see some people talking about, oh, well, he wasn't really looking at the ball and he was. What were you watching? The man's clearly going for the ball. He's already built up a head of steam. He's already launched himself into the air. How is he meant to get out of the way?
Well, I mean, it's like Lukaku the week before. It's a case of like, no, how is Lukaku getting booked when he's making an honest attempt to go for the ball? It's not as if he's kicked him in the head on purpose.
I thought all the talk about that was absolutely ridiculous, right? Even my own cousin, he was saying, oh, well, yeah, it's yellow. It's like, no, it's not a yellow. Look at how he's running. Look at how fast the Reece comes out. How is he supposed to get out of the way?
Well, it's one of them ones. It's one of them ones. See, we've seen weird decisions this weekend. We've seen a penalty decision that clearly wasn't. Seb Larsson, how he got away with not even a yellow for what is legitimately a red card challenge. Good gravy. How he got away with that, I will never know. It's like, dude, I saw it and I was like, ooh, he's caught him badly. And it's like, yeah, whether there's malice or not, he's caught him. He's gone over the ball and he's caught his man, and no card. This is why refs get castigated. I don't get these decisions. I really don't.
Nothing. But for me, here's one of my biggest problems with David Moyes, right? I understand you going and bringing on Ryan Giggs later on in the game to try and slow the game down. I even understand you bringing on Marion Flaney. But why did Tom Cleverley come on? What did Tom Cleverley actually add in midfield?
Nothing.
Apart from giving the ball away. No, I'm being serious. It's like if you're playing Football Manager 2014 we're on now, and you've brought on a substitute at half-time and you've instantly got like a 3 rating.
Oh crap! Come on, trying to say that Tom Cleverley deserves the Brian Alvarez treatment. -5 stars.
Literally, just because I'm like, guy comes on, all he needs to do, right? Literally, for me, pass sideways, pass backwards, which is most of what his game is anyway. Right? He makes no effort to go and challenge anybody. Waste possession. Yeah. I'm like, what did you actually do? At least Fellaini's actually going to go and try and do something. Right? I saw.
It's funny though.
He's trying to kick his heels, trying to celebrate something. I'm like, what are you doing? In the middle of a big derby game like that, you're making them kind of half-hearted challenges. This is the reason why you're not playing right now.
Yeah. I hear that. But
so, for me, that change was a bit suspect. But at the end of the day, yes, it's 3 points. Yes, it's a win over the league leaders. But let's not get too hyped. There's a lot of talk right now talking about, oh, well, Manchester United back in the title race because, hang on a minute, are they really?
Wait, what was that? Are they really what?
No, there's a lot of talk about Manchester United being back in the title race, and I'm saying, well, it wasn't a dominant performance. It did just enough to win, and Arsenal, to their credit, did enough to lose. They really did. It's not like I'm saying Arsenal are going to capitulate based on that one performance. I'm not. What I will say is if Arsenal happen to string together too many of those performances, they will capitulate. But Manchester United need to be a lot more than what they are. Victories. It's like, look, Manchester United really need to find that next game and start dominating games. Otherwise, all this talk about Manchester United being back in the title race, all the rest of it, very, very premature. I'm like, nobody's touched you and you've already gone in. That kind of premature.
The thing,
yeah. So everybody needs to slow their roll right now.
Yeah, the thing is, it's a case of with the whole title race kind of talk. It's like there were a lot of people ruling United out, and I'm like, wait, how are you ruling someone out after 10 games? And looking at how open the league is right now, who's dropping points and where. It's insane. You can't possibly say, you can't even say until Christmas. And even at Christmas, I don't think you'd still be able to say definitively who's going to stay in the race and who isn't. I think it will get to that point where you still can't say. So, it's one of them ones. It's mad. I think it's mad. But Jaymie Bailey, you wanted to jump in and then Russ Vernon quickly because time is pressing.
I don't know if you can hear me over the music.
No, we can hear you.
Basically, what I saw on Sunday was what everybody else has not been saying, which is we didn't have anything going forward, and we got beaten by the fact that we just didn't really think we didn't switch on for one single corner, and in fact for the entire game, if I look at Wayne Rooney's performance, none of the Arsenal team actually did that. So. Everybody's saying that Manchester United are back in the title race. I actually believe that, to be honest with you. And as much as Jazzy Fizzle say that they're not, I still think you are. Remember, everybody says that something will happen when it comes to May, or start looking at the Premiership when it comes to the end of the year in 2013. I say start looking at the Premiership when it gets to March, because that's where everything is shaped from then on all the way to the end of the season. And if Arsenal is still there or thereabouts, then yes, finally we have a chance of winning the trophy. But I still think it's still Manchester United's to lose, because as much as Chelsea haven't lost the game at home, they didn't look like not being beaten. They look like a beaten side on Saturday, and Manchester City just don't know how to win away at the moment. With us winning some games. We're only winning the small games, and that's not enough. We've only won. The only big game that I can say that we've won is against Liverpool, and I still believe that was a big game. So that's why I was happy last week Saturday. But in terms of the title race, it's still Manchester United to lose. You are the champions, and that's the way it's going to be until the end of the season.
Well, yeah, I think that's the way it is every season with anyone that's a current league champion. But that's the only reason for me why it's Manchester United to lose. For me, I have to look at it and I have to say, well, Manchester United aren't doing enough. I personally feel like Manchester United getting the top.
I was going to ask you, Jesse. What do you think of the whole situation with this David Moyes out situation? Or we haven't heard from you over about the season. So what do you think of David Moyes' appointment? Really?
Well, thank you for the question. The appointment for me, personally, it was disappointing. I know who I would have wanted to have that job. That man currently manages Chelsea, but that is, in and obvious.
You would have wanted Mourinho, the short-term manager.
The reason why I would have gone with Mourinho is purely because of all of the commercial and financial implications. Right? Manchester United as a financial entity is a big deal.
Yeah.
Right? The reason why Manchester United is able to stay as a big deal is because of what Alex Ferguson done in the latter part of his career as Manchester United manager. He winning all them trophies. So what? Then for the stocks not to be, falling out of the bottom of the bag, shall we say, in terms of price, is to have somebody who I know will come in and continue that tradition, even if it is for a short period of time.
Yeah, but he's
Because
going
that's
to want
what
a
needs
load
to
of
happen.
money to spend, as always.
Well, there is that, but it's not as if, for example, David Moyes didn't have any money to spend. He had money to spend. He just didn't spend it very well at all.
Well, that's an interesting one, because there's so much change. If you've got kind of a changing of the guard in that way, it's going to be quite difficult. I think it's always going to be quite difficult to get things done. I mean, you got what's it? Your chief executive, David Gill left, Ferguson left, and it's like, ooh, there's got to be. So there's always going to be a transitional period. And I think this summer was it.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, I think, look, this is one of those, for me, right, this whole situation with David Moyes being out of the frying pan, where the oil is really, really hot, and jumping straight into the fire, right? If you learn really, really quickly, or everything's going to turn to ashes and dust. Yeah, that's all that it is. For me, right now, I still don't think he understands just how big this job is. Right? To the point where, for me, I feel like he still needs to go and work out what his team is, work out a way of playing, to the point where this team wins over the fans, right? Because this, and a continuation of whatever at the start of the season was, listen, we don't really want things to change too drastically from what it was under Fergie. Yeah, you can come in and do exactly what he did, and we'll be very, very happy in terms of the playing style. Yeah, but you need you to understand that. Look, this isn't Everton anymore.
Yeah, you need to win trophies, boy.
That's exactly my point. Whereas I think he thought he could come in and be like, right, I'm just going to change this. There wasn't really a lot that needed to be. Yeah, this is a title-winning team. To the point where, listen, if you've got all those players that are still there from that same team that won the league last season, that team should be doing much better than what it is right now.
Should be, but isn't.
Like, no, I know. And my question is, why did you get rid of all that quality backroom staff? Why not work with them? I'm not saying don't bring in one or two of your own people, but if all of those backroom staff that were there to help this team go and win the league, do you really think that you need to go and change it that much?
So would you say he's changed too much too quickly then?
And prove a point. So I'm like, look, there's no need for that. So the David Moyes out brigade, yes, I understand your frustrations, I really do. But then at the same time, like the straight shooting one has already said, look, you kind of need to look long term, and that's kind of why I like what Liverpool have done with Brendan Rodgers, what West Brom are doing with Steve Clark. You know, you develop something and let it grow. Whereas right now, a lot of fans aren't giving David Moyes the time to come in, develop something, and let it grow.
Yeah, but that's because a lot of those United fans moaning, most of them have only ever known Ferguson, so they've only ever known the success that he's brought.
I also have to.
So there wasn't the patience.
You have to go back to the very early days of Sir Alex Ferguson, when there was nothing.
Yeah, but most of those Man United, I said most of those Man United fans moaning don't trace back that far, and that's a problem. They don't trace back that far. So they're kind of like, all we know is success. We want to continue it.
Once upon a time, there was a long period of time when Manchester United was not in conversation
But
about anything.
7 years, wasn't it? Didn't it take 7 years for Fergie to win his first trophy?
I'm just saying, right? You can even go back to before Fergie. There was a long period of time before Manchester United was in conversation about anything. Right? So don't forget that.
Well, it's one of them was most don't know and most don't want to do their research either. Which is sad.
No, I know. The issue is this: Manchester United are in a big transitional the players, because it's not as if it's a young, inexperienced squad. It's not like, say, the Arsenal that we've known for the past few years, where the team is really, really young and naive. This is a veteran team. So those players are supposed to carry the manager through. Right about now, in this early stage where everything is a little bit up, down, left, right, triangle,
triangle.
X, circle, square, R1, R2, L1, L2, select. Start.
A, B, C, D. L trigger. I love it. But you know what? Yeah, it's one of them was United. A lot of United fans.
You need to stand up and represent the club and perform better.
Yeah.
We need to recognise that we need to wear the shirt with pride and perform like how we would normally perform. Because here's the biggest thing, right? The thing that hasn't really changed is the fact that they play for Manchester United. Fergie's in the stands now, yeah, but play like he's on the sidelines. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But it's one of them ones. I mean, it's always going to be a tough job for Moyes to take over anyway. And as you said, maybe he doesn't realise how big a job it was when he agreed to it. Maybe he did. But you know what? Sunday, 10th November.
That's my view.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not the straight shooting one, but that's my 2 cents on it.
Yeah. And that's my take on the game. But no, it's one of them. I mean, let's move on to our final result because Swansea 3, Stoke City 3. In a game that kind of went mad late on in terms of our updates. Walter scored on 8 minutes after terrible defending from Swansea. And once again, terrible defending gifted Stephen Ireland a 25th minute goal. But Bonnie scored on 56. Nathan Dyer scored on 74 minutes. And Bonnie scored again on 86 minutes. Swansea were 3-2 up. And then a last gasp penalty in stoppage time, 96th minute. Charlie Adams scored. Now, you want to talk controversial decisions? I don't even see I never saw where the handball was. Because it wasn't, I think it was Leon Britton on the line. There wasn't a handball from him. That was his belly. And Ashley Williams, I don't get how that handball was, I think it was given against him. And it's like, wait, where's the handball? I don't see it. But speaking of getting shafted, boy. And Loudrop actually had a really good point. It's one of them as well, you can't criticize referees nowadays. And it's true. But, I mean, referees have this immunity. I mean, you can criticize players, you can criticize managers, and pundits do that all the time, but you can't criticize referees. But then the referees, when something happens, they're not asked or forced to come out and say, oh, I did this because of this. It never happens. So... It's one of them ones. It's one of them ones. I just think. I mean, it was Wayne Routledge. Whether it was Routledge or Williams is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is, it wasn't a penalty. And you can see those players were incredulous about it. So I don't know, man. It was just very, very strange. So I don't know. More weird decisions. But you know what? We got to shift on. But before we do, Sunday, November 10th, 2013, the full draw for the FA Cup second round. Ties to be played on the weekend of the 7th and 8th of December 2013. Bury or Cambridge United play Sheffield United. Wickham or Crewe play Preston. Shortwood United or Port Vale playing Salisbury City, but that is Port Vale after their 4-0 win earlier on, as Russ Vernon told us. So Port Vale v Salisbury City, Bristol Rovers or York City v Crawley Town, MK Dons v Dover Athletic, Carlisle United v Brentford, Macclesfield Town v Gillingham or Brackley, Chesterfield v Southend, Oldham or Wolves v Mansfield Town, Rotherham United v Rochdale, Peterborough United v Tranmere Rovers, Hartlepool United v Coventry City, Kidderminster Harriers v Braintree Town or Newport County, Lincoln City versus Plymouth Argyle or Welling United, Wrexham v Oxford or Gateshead, Fleetwood Town v Burton Albion, Grimsby or Scunthorpe versus Northampton Town, Leyton Orient v Walsall, Tamworth v Bristol City, and Stevenage versus Stourbridge. Speaking of Leyton Orient, remember we had and we will have coming out soon Pitch Talk meets John Sitton, a man who managed Leyton Orient and was made infamous by the documentary Orient Club for a Fiver. I personally love that documentary, but it didn't show him in the best of lights. You know what? It is time to pause the current track that we're on because time keeps ticking away. Not like a ticking time bomb, but time is ticking away. So it is time for us to switch segments. I wonder where we shall go next. Let's go the usual way, which is...
General Talking Points.
Republic's next fixtures are friendlies against Latvia on November 15th and Poland 4 days later. O'Neill, who's 61, won 64 caps for Northern Ireland and has been out of football since being sacked by Sunderland in March. While his assistant Roy Keane, who's 42, was dismissed by Ipswich in January of 2011. Keane gained 67 international caps, but caused controversy as captain of his country when he quit the Republic squad before the 2002 World Cup after falling out with then manager Mick McCarthy. I'm very lucky to get another opportunity, Keane added. I think I've deserved another chance to get back into football. It is great to work with Martin, and hopefully we won't let anybody down. O'Neill's managerial record, he guided Wycombe Wanderers to back-to-back promotions in 93 and 94. He quit as Norwich boss after 6 months. He won the League Cup with Leicester City in 97 and 2000. Won a domestic treble in his first season in charge of Celtic in 2000-2001. He guided Celtic to the UEFA Cup final in 2003. He took Aston Villa to the League Cup final in 2010, losing to Man United. I still remember that match. Ashley Young getting taken out by Nemanja and nothing given. But anyway, leaving that aside. And he got sacked as Sunderland manager in March 2013 after failing to win any of his last 8 games in charge. He was the precursor to Paolo Di Canio. So it's one of them ones. But you know what, yeah? Very interesting duo to a point. I think O'Neill's experience made him the best man for the job, standout candidate. And Mick McCarthy always said, no, I'm not interested. I'm here at Ipswich. This is where I am. Like, I'm not going anywhere. So he always distanced himself from it. So O'Neill was always the best candidate out there. But having Roy Keane as an assistant, at least you can say there's the Irish core of management for the Republic. Core. So it's one of those. I think it's a smart appointment. I think it could work. I really think it could work. Just hopefully the assistant doesn't end up as a distraction to the manager in terms of media circus and all that. But it's one of them ones. If you can't work with or for a bona fide two bona fide island legends, then well, it's one of them ones. You're not really gonna be able to work for anyone else. But a big shout out actually to Dave Meir, aka Mearsey. His first blog for us, actually, he's put a new one up recently, but his first blog for us was actually the trap years, Trapattoni years. So it's one of them was big shout out to Mearsey on Twitter, aka Dave Meir. As I said, I think it could be a smart move. I actually do think it could be a smart move. I mean, Jaymie Bailey, you still there, dude? Oh, I don't think he's back yet. Which is just a bit of a shame, actually. Bit of a shame. I think the Skypers have deserted me for a sec. But no, I mean that's. Oh, Jaymie, you there,
Sorry.
Jaymie?
Yeah.
This is a point that I was hoping you'd be around for. Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane being appointed as manager and assistant manager, respectively, of Republic of Ireland. What's your view?
I was actually, when I started listening to it, I was thinking, oh wow, here's something that I can't miss. Basically, the way that I see it is, it's a great appointment. Everybody in Ireland was hoping for Martin O'Neill anyway. Roy Keane, after what he did in the 2002 World Cup, we just know that he's just gonna have to be a number 2 assistant anyway, so it's all right. But as you said, I'm hoping that he doesn't become the distraction to Martin O'Neill, because what he done in 2002 was walk out of the team, and if he does the same said thing at a tournament, if we get to France, then be distracted as much as we did well against Spain and everybody else in 2002. And I think we got a draw against Germany, who I am tipping to win the World Cup next year. I do think that if it happens again, then Roy Keane was the worst mistake that we've ever made, and we will not get a better manager in Martin O'Neill again. And that is the truth, because it will take a while before we start doing the one thing that we need to do, and that's bringing young talent through. We haven't done it enough, and I think it's time. I think it's time that we actually did. But there is one problem with talent, and that is that if they're not really being produced for teams like Chelsea and Arsenal and Manchester United, then there's no point in playing them. That's just how it is with Ireland. So I think this is a good appointment, but it's just a case of how many players are actually going to get the chance of even getting one cap, rather than let alone about 60 or 70 like Robbie Keane has. So
I mean, it's going to be an interesting appointment either way. I mean, I think it's a good thing, because O'Neill was widely tipped as the best man for the job. So you've got the best man for the job right there, and you've got potentially a very capable assistant. So I personally see it. I personally see it as a very, very good. I personally see it as a very, very good thing, and potentially a very good combination with Keane, with O'Neill and Keane. Respect. See it as good. I mean, Jazzy Fizzle, what do you reckon? What do you reckon of Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane being appointed as the assistant of Republic of Ireland on a 2-year deal?
Well, I think.
Oh, Jazzy,
for the players, to say the least.
Jazzy, do you want to start that again, Jazzy? You kind of cut off a touch.
No, I was saying I think it's going to be interesting for the players, to say the least. Just because everybody knows Roy Keane's temperament, and as a manager, he wasn't exactly a shrieking violet either. At the same time, I think it was one of the quips that Martin O'Neill made during his press conference. He said that, he was explaining to Roy about the rules that they would have, all the rest of it, and Roy said he would overturn them in about...
Wait, he would overturn Martin O'Neill's rules?
That's it, in about 10 minutes. So it'd be interesting to see exactly how that dynamic actually works out, to be honest.
Will there be a dynamic duo, or will they be a pair of dynamic duds?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, if they can both be singing from the same hymn sheet, I think they're going to be just fine. It's a matter of, if it gets any more complicated than that, does it actually work?
Yeah, no, that's a point. No, that's a point.
You know?
Yeah, it's one of them ones. That's where it's going to be very interesting to see if they can work together. So hopefully egos won't get in the way. And I point that especially at Roy Keane. Hopefully egos won't come home to roost and get in the way, because there's the potential to build something good with the Republic of Ireland. So I mean, they got to the last Euros on the Trapattoni, and a lot of people were saying, oh, there's nothing but turmoil under it, and he kind of buggered over a lot. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what goes down. But you know what? And Jaymie Bailey has said, yeah, good appointment, but can go wrong. So, one of them, we'll see. But you know what? It's time to pause that track. Boy, because time is ticking. And you know what? It's one of them ones. Let's swing into another segment. And I don't know, man. It's kind of this where we got next? It's supposed to be organized mayhem. Yeah, it is organized mayhem, really. But you know what? We are going to go into a few. Yeah. You are. Love it. Brought into What's Up With That by You What by Spoonface. Big shout out to Elroy Spoonface Powell. We'll hook up for a drink sometime. It's been a while. But you know what? Woo! Kind of a funny one actually. Wild Boar Rex Forest of Dean Football Club pitch from 10th of November 2013. Wild boars have caused havoc at the home of the ground of a non-league football club by tearing up the pitch twice in the space of 1 week. Gloucester Northern Senior League side Sudley AFC is on the edge of the Forest of Dean, and the club estimate the damage will cost more than £1,000. It is now the third time the club have been hit with the troublesome boars. Our groundsman reckons it could be up until Christmas until the pitch is fit again. That was said by club chairman Ian Marfell. We had a call from the local groundsman, and he said the boars had been on, and that it had been torn up pretty bad. So after work on Monday, we went down and had a look, and the pitch was in a terrible state. It was a horrible mess. More have snuck back in since after we'd done a lot of work to sort the damage. The boars managed to break through the fences surrounding the ground leading into the forest. 5 years ago, the club had to contend with the same problem, but the damage was less severe. There was a boar expert down there the other day, and he said they are creatures of habit. Because it's a cut field, they like it better, so they get the worms and grubs and things like that. Marfell told BBC Sport, they just like to get in there quickly and dig up what they're looking for. Big shout out to Tom Wood, actually, who dropped that story on our wall, on our Facebook wall. And oh my God, wild boars. You know what? You know what Gloucester? You know what I think that I think Sudley FC should do in the Gloucester Northern Senior League. Set some traps, catch them boars, and then cook it. Catch them, kill them, cook them, eat them. That's the straight shooting one's opinion on that one. Catch them, kill them, cook them, eat them. Then problem solved. And if it keeps happening again, just keep catching them and eating them. It's one of them ones. You get a feast out of it all the time.
I still don't think people will be very happy with you or the RSPCA.
Well, they wouldn't, but at the end of the day, nature has to take its course. But when nature gets in the way of football, well, all bets are off. No, I'm kidding. No, I shouldn't be that cruel. But I've heard wild boar is actually very delicious as a delicacy. I've heard that. I've never tried it. But well, it's one of them. It's one of them ones. Oh, Jesse, what do you reckon of this one?
No, I do think you're right. I do think some preventative measures need to be taken. Otherwise, the club will continue to be forking out, literally, not just, in terms of sorting out the ground. More money to deal with the problem. So I think they need to come up with something that actually actively deals with the problem and goes from there. Otherwise, it's going to be a case hedgehogs and whatever else, maybe even rabbits holding up games. And I think any other club in a similar position will have to go and look into, as we say, more longer-term preventative measures.
It's one of them. It's one of them ones. I think it's one of them ones where it's gonna be hilarious. It's one of them ones. The only rabbit I've got any affection towards, it's one of them ones, man. Scotty the rabbit. Girls on the balls rabbit, Scotty. It's one of them ones. I think it was Samir Sawney who said on Facebook, Scotty for press. But it's one of them ones, man. That's the only rabbit I care about. So it's one of them ones, man. Pitch Talk's favourite rabbit, Scotty. But at the end of, I know, Jaymie Bailey, you've been funny in the Skype chat. What are you saying, man?
I was faced with many situations that showed me that maybe
Jaymie!
Yeah, sorry, I'm on the phone, so basically it's just taking a while. Yeah, they can always campaign against LJA after that comment. Get onto a Twitter feed and say, yeah, we don't like this guy now and blah blah blah. Or they can always relocate and save 41,000 by building a 2.1 million stadium.
How are they going to build a £2.1 million stadium? They're in the Gloucester Northern Senior League. What?
Exactly. Everybody's starting to get new stadiums, even down the leagues. I'm surprised that Ibis hasn't thought about it already.
Well, we have, but hey, we're happy sharing with old Medonians. We're happy sharing with old Medonians. We're happy.
Yeah, you never know. You can build it right next to Stamford Bridge or something like that.
Well, if you want them ones, your home is no longer Chiswick. Well, we already moved from Boston Manor. Yeah, your home is relocating to Chelsea. I don't know. We were looking at the Battersea Park site, but that Malaysian consortium took it, and well.
See, he told you. So you train around Chelsea, and you basically played near Chelsea when you can. So relocate into Chelsea from Chiswick isn't a bad idea, is it? Just like Borough Rangers, you can always relocate and build a £2.1 million stadium. Then you can expand it to another 46,000, possibly 60,000.
Oh my God! I thought you were gonna say come like Barnet. Come like Barnet, just like go from where they were. Yeah, we're moving somewhere else now. So we're moving from Underhill to the Hive. So all right.
Nah, they only moved to their training ground, which was a problem because yeah, you could also do that. Yeah, there you go. Could move on to your training ground.
You know what? Yeah, you might. We're gonna stick on the thread with our next what's up with that moment in terms of animals because, oh my God, 7th of November 2013. It's hard to find fault with Borussia Dortmund. The German giants always seem to do just about everything the right way. But they do have at least one problem, other than Bayern Munich taking their players: an overwhelming amount of pigeon poop. Many have hailed the matchday experience at the Westfalen Stadium as one of the best in the world, but it has quite literally turned into a crappy one, with the influx of pigeons doing their business all over the stadium. So BVB have decided to take action by testing a new pigeon defense system that will hopefully end what the club's head of facility management describes as a strong infestation of pigeon droppings. The Western.de reports that 20 pyramid-shaped mirrors that reflect light a bit like disco balls will be distributed throughout the stadium to prevent Jurgen Klopp from getting dumped on. These eagle eyes are designed to simulate the presence of birds and prey and drive the pigeons away. And if that doesn't work, the club will probably just put the image below. Oh my God, in strategic place to keep all the creatures that are able to experience fear away from the stadium forever. So that would be the BVB logo. Oh God. I've heard of rock bottom in the dog poop. Rest in peace, to the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. But it's one levels. I've heard of that, but basically installing disco balls so that pigeons don't turd all over the stadium. That's cool. Imagine going in for a slide tackle and it's like, wait, what's that on my leg? Oh God, it's pigeon poo again. Not again. Jesse Fizzle, what do you reckon it is?
Well, either that or they're going to think that they're going to some sort of, I don't know, like 70s rave or something. I'm just thinking of all these like disco ball shaped things. Surely there's a window of opportunity for them to get confused. I'm just saying.
What, the pigeons start having a rave? The pigeons having a 70s rave. Oh no, that would actually.
I'm just a bit wary of the results, to be honest.
I could almost, I don't know, man. I could almost imagine just having something like this. Just having a little something where it's like little something like that, man. With the pigeons at Dortmund's ground. I don't know why I could just imagine that though. Oh, Jamie's class. He's staying alive. Jaymie, what's your thoughts on this, man?
This is quality. This is quality, and this considering that it's actually come out after Arsenal beat them. It's quite funny that they must have seen something on the floor before Ramsey scored. It's like, oh, I'm not going near him. It's cool. It's cool. You can score if you want. It's cool. Don't worry. And looking at it, it could actually work, but it depends on what type of music they're gonna start playing before they go out. So, or they could just do a Benfica and Crystal Palace and get an eagle to start scooping up a couple pigeons off the sides and everything. Either way, it could work. But then again, you could also use Hawkeye.
Oh, that's terrible. No. Hold on. No, that track's getting paused. That is terrible. Oh God, Jaymie, you need to fire your writers with that line. Oh God, your writers are worse than Vince Russo was in 2000. Oh my word. That's
hey, listen, complain.
Oh my God. Oh my God! You'll probably get like litigation papers in the. You'll get served a writ in the post by the makers of Hawkeye. They'll be like, no, we don't advocate this at all. No.
So FIFA's come out with a new legislation that they have to sue me over a comment that was on Pitch Talk. Nice one, Sep. Thought we were friends. But then again, you could still use it. I could always direct the pigeons over him and start and see where they go with that.
Oh crap! He ends up looking at what?
As you said, Liam. As you said, oh crap.
That's good. I like that one. You know what? Seeing as we're on that hilarious tip, we've had a couple of texts in from Big T, aka Tom Hewitt. Throw them teas up, man. And he said, why did Eric Lamela transfer from Roma to Tottenham? Because he heard their last set of strikers were Bent and Keane. Oh, God, he's got more. When Sergio Aguero scored for Manchester City against CSKA in Moscow in the Champions League last week, all the kids wanted Aguero-style haircuts. Sorry, Mr. Lescott, but I don't see this catching on. No. Big T's final one. Oh, God. If Arsene Wenger married Darth Vader, would his new name be Arsene Vader? They better not let him in the changing rooms after the game. No! Big T, mate, supreme wrongin'. I'm sorry. Does anyone else have anything to say about those jokes?
Only Big T could add those to the show.
And that was via text as well. 07535804446.
That wasn't needed, but it's quality. It was not needed. That's quality.
Oh, that was quality. But one chant that wasn't needed is sit down, you file. Sit down. No, the Man United fans were cruel coming out with that again. That was. Oh. You know what? I gotta say, I'm super high off laughter. But it is time to pause that particular track because we have one more segment of the show as we go into a bit of... No, I'm kidding. We're not going into Night Fever. We're going into the last segment of the show, which is a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And you know what? I don't even want to progress on because I don't want the show to end. But you know what? It's one of them ones. It is time for some...
stuff of the week.
Hey!
Everybody. That's right.
Every Monday night is Pitch Talk. On Monday night, footballing fix. Every Monday night, football facts and fun. News and views and banter. Results and more. Yeah! We got that appetite. On Monday nights. Yeah, gotta love it. Let's go, stuff of the week. And first and foremost, we shall go for team of the week. And team of the week, I am going to go honourable mention to the live bird upon my chest. But team of the week, I'm going to go for Sunderland. A win in the Capital One Cup 4th round in midweek against Southampton, who are flying at the moment. And the win against Manchester City. Sunderland, get my team of the week. Jesse, who you going for? Team of the week?
Sunderland are a great shout. I think it's quite difficult to go beyond them. But for me, it's got to be Southampton.
Good shout. Oh, good shout. Let's go. Russ Vernon, who you going for? Team of the week?
For me, Liam, is none other than my own team, back-to-back wins, Leeds United. And for Mr. Mike Harniman, he sent me his stuff of the week through and he says, team of the week, Macclesfield Town.
Good shouts. Jaymie Bailey, team of the week.
Team of the week.
Did he just burp?
Team of the week.
I don't even want to know what you're doing after just hearing meh, meh. Jaymie, team of the week.
Yeah, never mind. Considering that this is a late show and we've gone over the time by 42 minutes, you don't even want to. Let's forget it. Anyway, team of the week. I would have to go with. I'm not too sure at the moment. You might have to come back to me.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's go for goal of the week. Goal of the week. Bakuna's free kick and Snodgrass's free kicks do deserve at least honourable mention. But in terms of goal of the week, you know what? Goal of the week, I'm going to say Eto's first goal against Schalke. I'm sorry, that was hilarious. When I saw it, that had me in stitches and had me thinking that is a goal of the week in terms of hilarity. But no, serious goal of the week. Shona's goal for Ajax. As a team goal, superb. Utterly superb. Jesse Fizzle, who you going for? Goal of the week?
Yeah, no, it's hard to look past Ajax's goal. Personally, I think that was a really fantastic flow move. But outside of the Champions League, I got to go for Van Persie's header. Not because I think it was a particularly fantastic corner, a particularly fantastic header, just what the goal means to the team that, out of all of the championship contenders. And now, wow, if you really, what they needed to show was fight and they didn't have it, so that goal was pretty important. And it's from an ex-Arsenal man as well, just to put salt in the mood.
No, I hear that. A man who Arsene Wenger was still saying, yeah, he's an Arsenal man. Yeah, okay. Jaymie Bailey, goal of the week.
I'm probably going to go with the goal against Leeds United, which was still in a losing effort by, I can't remember the name of the Charlton player, but he volleyed it back towards goal, and yeah, Should have been a 2-1, but Russ McCormack did well against Charlton. So
I hear that. Russ Vernon, goal of the week.
The goal Jimmy was talking about was Cameron Stewart against us on the stroke of half time. But for me, I've got 3. Ross McCormack's 4th is free kick. Robert Norris is his free kick. And Stephen Ireland yesterday for Stoke. Good team playing a good finish from Ireland. And for Mr. Mike Harniman, Jesse, I just want to say to you before I say Mike's, you'll be happy with Mike. He's gone for RVP with his goal of the week.
I heard that. I'm surprised about that.
Good shout.
He's an Arsenal fan, very surprised about that. Hey, it's one of them ones. Zonal marking, I've always had a problem with. So it's one of them ones. Goal was too easy. Goal was just too easy. But let's go player of the week. Player of the week is kind of a difficult one this week. Honorable mentions to Aguero and Negredo, of course. Honorable mentions. But my player of the week, it's a tiebreaker between Luis Suarez for his 2 goals and Phil Bardsley as well, because Bardsley scored the winner against Man City, and also Bardsley scored the opening goal in Sunderland's win against Southampton. So since he's coming from the cold, he's done very well. So Suarez, Bardsley, take it as a tiebreaker. Jesse, who you going for?
Can't ignore Bardsley. Can't ignore Bardsley at all. He's up there. But I have to give an honourable mention to Adam Lallana.
Oh, good shout.
Yeah.
Jaymie Bailey, player of the week. Who are you going for?
Player of the week, I'm going to give it to all 3 Southampton players that have proved that you don't need to be in the top 3 or considered the top 4 just to be in the England squad. And I've got a team of the week. I'm going to go back with Southampton again, just to say that they've done very well since Pochettino's come in. And another team of the week is Martin O'Neill and Roy Keane. This is about to get interesting, so if you're still watching England, then you might want to switch over to Ireland.
I love it. That's a good shout. No, that's a good shout. Russ Vernon, who are you going for? Player of the week.
I've got 2 players of the week. Ross McCormack and Phil Bardsley. That's mine.
Yep.
And Mr. Mike Harniman says Luis Suarez.
You're damn right, son. You're damn right. The man who Arsenal tried to buy with a derisory bid of +140 million +£1. Well, that was they're funny. But hey, it's one of them. All right, let's go flop of the week. Flop of the week, pretty easy to be honest. Flop of the week has to be flop of the week for me is Schalke's goalkeeper. It's one of them was with an honourable mention to Andre Mariner. Because Andre Mariner, that penalty, you shafted West Brom. You legitimately shafted West Brom. And apparently he's come out and even said, to someone that apparently the rumour is that he's looked back at it and he's been like, maybe I shouldn't have given it. But it's one of them ones. Andre Mariner and Schalke's goalkeeper. Schalke's goalkeeper, this dude wanted to like lay back on the sun lounger, smoke a spliff, have a drink, and then boot the ball out. I don't know what was up with him, but it's one of them. Gotta say, Schalke's goalkeeper and Andre Mariner for me. Jesse, who you going for?
I'm going for the big refereeing decisions in the Premier, because all of them are wrong.
I hear that. One of them was. I hear that. Jaymie Bailey, who you going for? Flop of the week.
I'm probably gonna go with 4. 4 different flops of the week. I'm definitely gonna go with Arsenal because as much as we beat, and I'm not gonna. This is not a bad thing against your team, Liam. But as much as we beat Liverpool and Dortmund, we still haven't beaten Chelsea and Manchester United, which also are big I still think are also big contenders, as well as Liverpool. I'm also gonna go with Queens Park Rangers, because as much as we beat Derby County, we didn't manage to do the job against Reading. And there's the other two. I'd have to go with players, which would be Mesut Ozil, who has shone in the Premiership, but against the smaller teams. And who was the other one? Jose Mourinho, for outlining that it was a penalty when it never was. Thank you very much, Jose. You are a plum. Thank you.
Oh my God! I hope you said plum. is what Lem was. That's an interesting one. That is a very, very interesting one that you go for Mesut Ozil. I'm extremely surprised about that. I mean, I don't.
No, he hasn't. He's only shown against Liverpool and against Chelsea. He didn't really play against Chelsea, but against Manchester United, against Liverpool, I don't think we've actually seen him. Against all the other teams, we have. So, I'm not surprised by it. I'm just very shocked that 42.4 million has only got us a player that's assisted small goals and small games rather than the big ones.
All right. Well, Russ Vernon, who you going for? Flop of the week. Oh, and Russ has gone for Andre Mariner as a flop of the week as well. So, well, that was very, very interesting in terms of flops of the week, etc., etc. I'd like to give a big shout out to Motivate Sports and Fitness. Immediate start for sports coaches in Ealing and Hounslow. Work for Ealing and Hounslow in terms of work. Level 1, Level 2 and DBS. Check info at motivatesportsandfitness.com. Yeah, info at motivatesportsandfitness.com for more information. If you're a sports coach in Ealing and Hounslow, there is work there. Level 1/Level 2.